All right, good morning, everybody. Oh, jeez, like you sound like a depressed bunch of people. What are you scared? Are you scared of the holidays coming up? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. There we go. That's a little bit better. I feel like a school teacher. Good morning to you all. Good morning to everyone who's tuned into our live stream. I hope you are more lively than my not so live studio audience this morning. So wherever you may be in the country, we've got Stacey on the live chat, which is very unusual. So you are welcome to introduce yourself. Let us know where you are, how many guests you have with you. That's always nice to know. For us, we are going to be spending about 35 minutes going through what we call our intro presentation. It is not so much a presentation as much it is invitation to join us in this business. So it's very much a proposition to partner with us in this business. So I hope to give you enough information in the next 35 minutes that you're able to make an informed decision at the end of the presentation, because like I said, it is a proposition. And so a proposition needs a decision, don't you think, at the end of the presentation. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you individually. I won't put any pressure on you. But I hope to enlighten you in the next 35 minutes so that you are able to make a decision, because you're here for a reason, right? And so let's jump into the presentation. So let me start off by saying that DuePoint, we're a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. So we are a registered insurance company. We've been in business for almost 70 years. So we've got a 70-year track record. We're a very well-established business in South Africa. You probably don't know the brand because it's a company that has never dealt with the public before. We've always dealt with other businesses, other financial institutions, but for the first time through DuePoint do we now open our doors to members of the public. And so DuePoint is fairly new. We were formed 3.5 years ago, so in February 2016 we opened our doors. And we created this business because we wanted to answer a number of questions. We wanted a business that became a business that could have social impact in our country. We wanted a business that could create a solution to the problems we have in South Africa. And so we built this business very much around social entrepreneurship. And that's where you come in, because we've opened our doors to the public, as I said. This is a business that is accessible to everyone in South Africa. And so you find yourself here for typically one reason, right? It's not for social entrepreneurship, you never thought. You're here for the reason of money, exactly. Don't be shy about it. But that's the social impact that we want to serve, right? The social impact that we want to have is one of financial impact, right? So we're in the right place. You're in the right presentation. You might be thinking, oh dear, I've come to the wrong presentation. We're going to do charity work. You're in the right place, because that social impact is certainly one of financial impact. But we do that through entrepreneurship. We've created a business opportunity that members of the public can engage in to empower themselves. This is a business where you come to empower yourself, right? But at the same time, we get to help other people in the process. And so what our mandate becomes is to create better channels of distribution. So from a business point of view, what we need to achieve is a greater DuePoint, a DuePoint that stretches across the entire country into every single corner of the country. And we can only do that through your help. And that becomes your mandate, your responsibility in this partnership, in this deal, is that you have to go out and just tell people about DuePoint. If we can be successful in doing that, then we can have a business that creates financial impact across the entire country. And then we create a business that becomes the solution to this country, right? When we need it so badly. So if you're able to create your own channel of distribution here at DuePoint by connecting people successfully, the same way you were connected to this business, then you get to share in the benefits of creating this channel of distribution for yourself. You get to actually create a stake for yourself in this business. And when you have a stake for yourself at DuePoint, well, then we pay you an additional income every single month. The nature of the income that we produce is one of recurring nature, because insurance companies create true recurring income. Right? I know many companies say, oh, come create passive income. They don't know what they're talking about, man. True recurring income is when you have an asset that creates true annuity income. There are very few businesses that are able to do that. Very few. Insurance companies do that because we have what we call a book value. That book value creates income for us every single month, whether we are working or not. That is the key, right? Our business is not activity-based. Your employment is activity-based. Many businesses are activity-based. I was involved in an ad agency for 15 years. That was activity-based. We had to chase the money every single month. The money went to zero at the end of every single month. My father is involved in mining. Mining is activity-based. If they don't go underground, they're not going to make money. But here at DuePoint, we can close our doors today. We will still make money next month and the month after that and the month after that for years to come. Why? Because we create real passive income here at DuePoint, and you get to share in that benefit, right? It gets rid of all that risk. I'm going to talk about mitigating all that risk because you're going to be building something that you have ownership over. You also have the power duplication. So you have the opportunity to go out and build a team around you that can help you build a channel of distribution much faster than you could on your own. And that means your income can grow much faster than what you used to. What are we used to? Someone was bragging to me this year they got a 6% increase. Their day job, they got a 6% increase. They were very impressed. I got a 6% increase. I was like, well done. Well done. That's what we gotten used to, right? You're lucky if you got any increase. Here at DuePoint, you can give yourself an increase every single month. We've invested a lot of money in technology to make business very flexible here at DuePoint, and so you are at liberty to build your channel of distribution from anywhere in South Africa at any time of the day, whether you want to leave home or stay at home. We've got some people that have got health issues, they can't leave home, but they're able to build a channel of distribution. We've got some people that live in remote areas, right? Rural areas in South Africa. They are still able to build channels because of the technology we've afforded them in this business. And then our business is also very much about wealth protection. Our business, you will know, when you get involved here at DuePoint, you'll know we are all about wealth creation. But at the same time, you have to consider wealth protection. Why would you put your wealth at risk, right? And so you will see wealth protection reflected in our products, which I'm going to tell you about shortly, but also in our legal access service. Our legal access service is a service that we give all our wealth engineers absolutely free of charge. As long as you're an active DuePoint wealth engineer, you get basically access to a lawyer 24 hours a day, 365. They will help you with contracts and agreements. You can phone them at any stage, right? Remember that last time you were in jail and you wished you could phone the lawyer? Exactly. Our business is also designed purposely to be low risk because we truly want to create social impact in this country. We want business, we want entrepreneurship to be accessible to everybody. Right? What percentage of South Africans do you think have ever considered becoming entrepreneurs? Very little. But this business changes that. We want everyone to say, maybe I can become an entrepreneur. Maybe I can build something for myself. Right? And we do that with very little risk. Often entrepreneurship is attached to high risk. You know the adage? With high reward comes high risk. Right? Not here at DuePoint. Here we have many rewards, many benefits with very little risk. Why? Because we don't have any upfront investments that you have to make. You don't have to invest money into this business. You don't have to pay for a starter kit. You don't have to buy boxes of things. We've designed the business to be very low risk so that you can consider becoming a DuePoint wealth engineer without any fear in your heart. No one in this business and in this presentation should fear joining DuePoint because there's risk attached to it. And so even now, right now, when you don't know what you're doing yet, or even whether you doubt whether you can be successful, you're still at liberty to try because there's nothing to lose, right? At the same time, there's no qualifications or experience requirements in our business. And then for me, the most important benefit is that you get to build something you have ownership over. You own your channel of distribution. You've got legal tender over it. It means you can sell your business. It means it will never retrench you. And for me, most importantly, is your prospects for retirement. Who currently is sitting here going, my retirement's looking great. It's looking great. I can't wait to get there. I've already got this amount of money in there. My investment's doing really well. And when I retire, there's going to be no stress. No one can say that. No one can say that. Right? Even the rich people are moving their money out the country. We're not at liberty to do that. 95% of us cannot afford retirement. That's 95% of the population. We had one of our wealth engineers as a broker. He went to some big broker conference here in Santon, and those numbers, he said, have become worse. We thought 95% was bad. It's now becoming worse. The retirement prospects for South Africans is absolutely dismal at the moment. And so know that your channel of distribution, this asset that you're building here at DuePoint, will never retire you. It will pay you through your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, your 90s. You might even turn 100. We'll buy you a cake here at DuePoint to celebrate your centenary birthday as you become a centenarian. And DuePoint will still be paying you every single month, whether you're able to do the business or not, right? Because you've built an asset that you own that pays you every single month. That's the difference between working for yourself and working for somebody else for 45 years. Where you get a 6% increase and you say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for my 6% increase. And so I hope that you will look at this business and go, it is worth sacrificing time on my weekends, on my Saturday mornings, to build something I own. I can say, I built this, and it's paying me because I deserve to be paid for it, right? And then lastly, there's absolutely no selling required. This is a great benefit. Many of us are really terrible at selling. Not all of us, but most of us. Right? And so there's no selling involved in our business. That's a wonderful thing. Your only mandate is to go out and tell people about this opportunity, to connect them to the business opportunity, to convince them to come sit down for 35 minutes. That's all you have to do. You're not convincing them to join. You're not convincing them to buy something. You're saying to them, I know your situation because I've been in the same situation. Come look at this business and decide for yourself. Sit down, 30 minutes of your life. Come sit down and see what they have for you. And then you decide. And because our products are financial in nature, it means they're intangible. There are no boxes here at DuePoint. You don't have stock and distribution issues, right? And so we make the business very convenient from that point of view. That's why people in remote areas can build this business, because they're not waiting for boxes. They don't have to buy boxes. There's no stock. There's no distribution. Everything is taken care of by IT in the cloud, so to speak. But your success is very much based on your ability to build a channel of distribution, right? So it begins with you. You need to make the decision to become a wealth engineer and a product owner and to go out and connect other people to DuePoint. In this example, we've got 5 people that have connected to our business because of your efforts. So this is your channel of distribution. Those 5 people have joined for the same reason that you joined, right? And so you would expect that they would go out and start telling other people about the business. And this is where the power of duplication starts to take place, right? Not everybody builds. You can see there, we've got one who's still sitting on the couch today, this one, the lazy one. Nonetheless, your channel will still build, because if you connect people to this business, they will go out and connect other people to the business, right? Because it serves their interest. And so over time, this is what your channel of distribution could look like. Every single dot represents a product owner, affording you a monthly DuePoint return. This is a tangible asset. This is something you own. It doesn't retrench you. It doesn't retire you. It'll even pay beyond death. When you die, DuePoint will still pay your beneficiaries. You will get to pass your business on to your children, onto your grandchildren, because you've created true wealth in your lifetime. How do we pay our wealth engineers every single month? It's based on this monthly, what we call a DuePoint return. It's based on these figures, $27.50 for every product in your qualified channel. And then according to the table, you can see how much you get paid depending on how close that product is, that product owner is to you. So if we look at the example as it builds up again, anyone you introduce personally to DuePoint, we call that your first point. On your first point, you see you earn 55 Rand every single month for every product owner on your first point. If you went out this weekend, connected 10 people into this business, we'd be paying you 550 Rand every single month in true annuity income. That's 6,000 Rand a year you've just generated for yourself in one weekend. Those people go out and connect other people. We call that your second point. And again, you get paid 55 Rand on your second point. And so some quick, simple maths. If I had 100 people on my first and second point, that's 5,500 Rand I'm getting paid every single month. 60,000 Rand a year. Who would like 60,000 Rand this December? Everyone wants the money. Go find 100 people. There we go. It's as simple as that. Those people go out and connect other people. That's your third point, so on and so forth. As the product gets further away from you, that multiplier reduces to 4% by 0.8, but we do not limit you in this business. There is no limitation to the size of your channel, right? You can see the plus sign next to the 0.8. We will pay you from 0.8 into perpetuity 4% of that 27 Rand 50. There is no limit to the size of your channel. There is no limit to how much money you can earn at DuePoint. If you want to create the greatest stake in our business, go do it. Go look how big insurance companies are in South Africa. We're only 3 years old. We've got huge aspirations. The question is, are you going to join us in this journey or not? Because if you join us in this journey, it becomes a lifetime journey. We're committed to this business. We have aspirations of creating one of the greatest businesses, not in South Africa, but in Africa. How big a stake do you want? Knowing there's no limit to how much money you can earn at DuePoint. I'm hoping that this presentation starts getting you to think beyond the end of the month. We're all worried about the end of the month. We are looking at our feet. Lift your eyes and see what you can do in this business in the long term. Wealth is not built in the short term. Not in 1 year or 3 years, maybe 5 years and beyond. What can you do in this business in 5 years if you're connecting people every single weekend? What can you do in 40 years in this business? Your employer is going to get 45 years out of you. Why don't you contribute to yourself for 45 years instead of to somebody else? I want your imagination to run wild in this presentation, right? Because it's very much been suppressed. People still won't understand, well, in the short term, because there is necessity in the short term, that's why I'm here on a Saturday morning, what can this business do for me in the short term? So we've painted a picture of what a 5-year journey would look like for you at very moderate activity. This example shows someone who's connecting 2 people a month into the business, right? I know people that do that in a day. We're looking at only 2 people a month. Personal introductions onto your first point with some duplication. Some people pay. We've got normal business attributes. I don't want to say the word negative, where people don't build and people don't grow. We take that into consideration in this growth model. All right? After 6 months, you should be around 2,500 Rand a month in recurring income. That might seem like a small number. Who thinks 2,500 is a small number? That's maybe 2 tanks of petrol, 5 bags of groceries at Checkers, 1 at Woolworths. Right? You can spend 2,500 Rand so quickly. So quickly. And if you keep making the mistake of thinking like a consumer, you will never become wealthy. Because recurring income actually affords you massive leverage if you use it properly. We've got Black Friday coming up. Who's getting excited for Black Friday? Don't lie to me, you're all getting excited, man. Those ads come up. Facebook, it says, oh, Black Friday at your favorite shop. You go, let me click. Right? Well, I do that all the time. Right? If you want to change your circumstance, in other words, if you want to become wealthy, and by the way, as a business, our aspiration for you is for you to become wealthy. That's the social impact we want to serve here at DuePoint. But you have to change the way you think. You can't imagine that just your circumstances can change. I'm just going to become rich. You have to change yourself. Right? There are many people that speak about having to change your spending habits to ultimately become wealthy. It doesn't matter how much money you earn. Right? 2,500 Rand can do a lot in getting rid of your debt. How many of us have got debt? Don't put up your hands. We're all indebted. Right? Imagine the day when you can say you've got no debt. Nothing. You don't get that SMS from the bank saying debit order, debit order, debit order, debit order. You pay everything up front. Upfront, cash, school fees for the kids, 1 year up front. Imagine getting to that day. 2,500 Rand can get you there a lot faster than you imagine. Right? There's a bond example there. R1 million bond, you can reduce a 20-year term to half. Half by just putting in an extra 10% into that bond. That's how compound interest works. You put in a little bit extra, it reduces it by a lot. After 12 months, you should be close to about 9,000 Rand a month. I'll go through this fairly quickly. 24 months, you're going to be close to 28,000 Rand a month. 36 months, 50,000 Rand a month. After 4 years, you're going to be close to about 70,000 Rand a month. After 5 years, you're going to be close to 85,000 Rand a month, according to this growth model. And it's very accurate, by the way, because we've had 3 years of being able to reflect on many people in the business. But I concede that this is academic. right? This is not very convincing. It's exciting. Woo! 85,000 a month. That's R1,000,000 in annuity income that this business would be paying you every year. Imagine getting an extra R1,000,000 a year. Throw that 60,000 you offered me for December. Take the million. $1,000,000. What were you doing 5 years ago? How much were you earning 5 years ago? Now jump 5 years ahead. What happens if I told you in 5 years' time you could be earning R1,000,000 extra compared to where you are today? It's a nice fantasy, right? So it is academic. And that's why we have to show you people that are doing our business. We have got hundreds of testimonies online for you to go look at, right? You can go look at how long they've been in the business. You can go look at how much they're earning in the business, right? So yeah, we've got Peter and Rena Kluti. They're very famous. They're sitting on the side here. That's what Brendan always says. This business will make you famous. Ne? Yeah. So they've been in the business from day one. Actually, Peter was involved in the business from day one. Rena got involved from the start of the year. And then it's weird that the business only started booming at the start of the year. Right? And so if you go listen to their testimony, by their own admission, Peter got involved at the beginning. They started earning fairly good money at the beginning. We paid them, and then they lost interest, or they become unfocused. They went and did other things, and we paid them anyway every single month, right? Because I told you, our business is based on the asset you build, not on your activity. It's not a commission-based business. It's not sales-based. You're building something tangible that you own, that pays you out every single month, whether you are working or not. And so they enjoyed that income regardless. They went on a luxury cruise together. And then they got stuck back into the business. And their income has quadrupled since the beginning of the year, since Rena got involved. And so there you can see, that's the personal work they've done. They've got still 33 active first pointers that they've put in. And those 33 people have helped them build a channel, a business that's got over 300 product owners in it. They didn't go find the 300. They found the 30. And that is a beautiful demonstration of leverage. When you go out and connect someone, I want you to imagine that there's 10 people standing behind that person you're speaking to. Right? That's the leverage that we afford you in this business. It makes business much easier. It allows your income to grow 4 times this year. Not 6%, 4 times. Right? You take control over your income in this business. That is the empowerment we talk of. The empowerment in this business is actually being able to control your income. We don't have control currently. You don't know whether you're going to get retrenched on Monday or not. You don't. We live in this world where we're just not sure what's happening, right? And we're hoping that this business gives you some of that control back. We've got Philip Faree. He's been living on a farm outside George, so completely remote. He doesn't see other people. He sees horses, maybe some cows. But last week, a couple of weeks ago, he's now moved to Port Elizabeth, so he's back in the city. But while he was in George, or just outside George, he built a business that is paying him over 20,000 Rand a month. He's done that in 9 months. So everybody's different. You don't have to build at 2 a month. If you have necessity, if you have real belief in this business and yourself, you can go put in 20 people a month and get to this level this quickly. If you want to, you're at liberty to do that, right? We've got thousands of people joining the business every single month. Everybody is different. Everyone's earning different amounts. The system is identical for everyone. There is no discrimination in the system. Tell me that there's no discrimination in your workplace. Always, right? My wife works for one of the biggest corporates in the country, and she works in HR. I just shake my head when I hear the stories of the politics and the this and the that that's happening in her business. The competitiveness in the business, right? There's no competitiveness here at DuePoint. Nothing. We are all actually working together. There's 54 million people in the country. There's enough people for all of us, right, to go speak to connect to this business. And so go look at all these testimonies. They might resonate with you. You might go, geez, that person is telling the same stories, telling my story. They will help empower you in this business, right? So go watch those testimonies. They're available on YouTube. On top of the returns program, we have a rewards program. The rewards program works like this. When your channel gets to certain sizes, so as your channel starts to grow and get bigger and bigger, they get to these milestones. We call them ranks. And when you get to these various ranks, there are additional rewards waiting for you in this business. So the rewards are mostly made out of additional cash checks, lump sums of money that we pay you, once-off lump sums. But along the way, there are some other tools that we give you in the business. One of the first ones is rank 5. We give you a business toolkit valued at 1,200 Rand. It is made up of DuePoint merchandise. You are free to get merchandise from day one. Don't have to wait for it to get it for free at rank 5. Get it at day one. Any person. Does anyone work in sales or client-facing roles? You got business cards? You got a dress code? No dress code, no business cards. Your company needs to come see an ad agency. Right? I've worked in advertising for the majority of my life. I understand the power of marketing and creating a good first impression and branding. We know these things, right? We need to use those things. Go get yourself business cards from day one. Get a notepad, get a pen, because when you go out and you're a proponent of DuePoint, you need to look like it. I don't stand here in my sleeping shorts and my white t-shirt with a spaghetti stain from last night. Why don't I? Because you wouldn't trust me if I looked like that standing up on stage, right? And so even though you don't know me, you've certainly created an impression about me and this business. If I was operating the business out of a garage, would you trust the business? Right? And so you do not escape those same principles. Make sure that you serve a good first impression on anyone that you go speak to in this business. It is going to help you, right? It's going to serve you. At rank 7, we take that a great step further, because at rank 7, we get you 1,000 business cards. They're special business cards. They cost us 17,000 Rand to manufacture for one set of business cards. Why? Because we want you to create a first impression that sets you head and shoulders apart from the other competitive businesses that people will be looking at. Because no one's got 17,000 Rand business cards in their wallet or their handbag. At rank 9, this is a very exciting rank. Everyone gets very excited about rank 9. At rank 9, you'll have 1,000 products in your qualified channel, which means you're earning about 20,000 Rand a month at this stage. And we get to invite you and your family to our Rank 9 International Conference. It happens every single year. You will be invited to this conference every single year for the rest of your life. It is 7 days away to a 5-star luxury resort. We fly only business class. It's an all expenses paid trip. We don't expect you to spend a cent on this trip. We will come pick you up from your driveway at home and pay for everything. Absolutely everything. And I'll repeat that again. You get to enjoy this every single year for the rest of your life. Right? So take a look. Our last 2 trips are documented in this video. Thanks, Leon. How does that look? You want to go there every year for the rest of your life? Yes. We are weeks away from going on our 4th trip. Weeks away. And Rena and Peter are very excited because hopefully next year they're going to be joining us. And anyone else can join us. Right? The record to 1,000 qualified products is 5 months. 5 months is the fastest anyone's done it. Right? You had liberty to take 10 years if you want. Right? Because we don't reset you every year. You're not being reset every single month. You get to build on this business. If it takes you 5 months or 2 years or 5 years, if you're building a little bit, you will get closer and closer and closer to 20,000 Rand a month, to rank 9, to rank 11, where we spend R250,000 buying you a brand new car. We pay for that car cash. There's no T's and C's. There's no conditions to ownership. The car is yours. You get to enjoy a little bit of fanfare as we give the car away to you, but you get to drive that car home with no DuePoint stickers on the car. It's not a billboard. It's your car. And you get to park that car in your garage knowing there's no debit order at the end of the month. 0 finance on that car. So that is a sneak peek into our rewards program. I've showed you up to rank 11. The rewards program goes up to rank 28. We've mapped out what we think is about 20 to 25 years for wealth engineers in this business. And so you can see, I hope you can see, that we're trying to get you to see what you can do in this business in the long term. It's not a short-term business, right? We fail when we see people come into the business for 3 months, for 1 year, for 3 years. That's a failure to us, right? We want to see people change their lives in this business. We want to see families go from necessity to wealth, from worrying about the end of the month to being excited about the future. That's what this business is about. And that is very much predicated, or not predicated, or predetermined by the products that we make accessible to South Africans and the wealth engineers. Our products are not arbitrary products. They are built with wealth in mind. Wealth creation, wealth protection, accessibility without discrimination. Who's ever got an insurance contract where they don't ask you your age and where you've parked the car and what your blood sugar is and all these things that determine your risk, that basically discriminate against your health and your age? We try not to do that at DuePoint, right? We've removed that from our products so that wealth creation and wealth protection becomes accessible to everybody equally. Access Wealth is our first product. It's going to cost you 324 Rand a month. It is an insurance and an investment product rolled into one. The investment portion is 100 Rand that gets contributed into a tax-free investment fund in your name. You've got full access to that fund. And then the insurance portion is 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover. Anyone over the age of 18 can take out our products without any change to the premium or subscription or price. Wealth Guard is our second product. Wealth Guard is strictly insurance. It is only personal accident death cover, but R1 million worth of personal accident death cover. It costs you a very small 249 Rand a month. Then we have Family Wealth. Family Wealth is our funeral cover product. This is arguably probably the best funeral cover product in the country at the moment, right? Because we go check out our competition all the time. And so you can go do that check for yourself. So for 299 Rand, you get 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. It covers up to an additional 5 family members. You, as the principal member, also get up to 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. So we will pay any debt that you have up to the value of 10,000 Rand, as well as that 20,000 Rand cover. You can increase your cover to 30,000 Rand, as well as up to 10 family members with this product. And there you can see there's no excluded pre-existing conditions. In other words, it doesn't matter what your health is. Everyone can take this product out. Everyone can be covered by this product. There is an age limit to this product. It's the age 70, so you have to get in before you turn 70. But once you're covered by Family Wealth, we will cover you whole of life. So if you join at the age of 69, you'll be covered until the day you die. You can live to 130. We will still have you covered with this product, right? It's called the Whole of Life product. So that's our Family Wealth product. And then we have a new product in the form of Legal Guard. Legal Guard covers you from any legal risk. So it's legal indemnity to the value of R250,000 Rand per matter that you might have to face in your lifetime. It comes with a host of other services and benefits, all legal related. So they will help you with agreements, contracts. They'll even go to the CCMA with you. When you tell your boss you're earning R1 million, he says to you, lying. And then you tell the boss, I'm not lying, you're a beep, beep, beep. And then you go to the CCMA and the lawyer will go with you if you have this product. You can add family members to this product for only 25 Rand a month. And then lastly, we have Wealth Points. Wealth Points is not a financial product. in the regulatory kind of framework. It is financially natured. It is very much a lifestyle product. It's going to cost you 299 Rand a month, and you get to enjoy the discounts and services that we've negotiated with a host of companies, partners that you see listed there. And so our hope with this product is that you're able to lower your monthly expenditure, that you're able to spend less every single month by engaging in these partners. And we've tried to cover everything that typically we imagine people would spend money on every single month. And so we've just had a meeting with Eagle Ford. Eagle Ford has now taken on Mazda and Mahindra. And so you can go buy any car pretty much at Eagle Ford. They will find any car for you. And so there's been a lovely example of WealthPoints working for one of our wealth engineers who's based in Bombela, where he bought a brand new Ford. They gave him a 40,000 Rand discount, and they delivered the car to him in Bombela. Right? So there you can see service and discount working there. And that's pretty much how the entire product works. We've got updated reviews on each of these products. So they're about 10 to 20 minutes each. Go look at these videos so that you can have a true sense of appreciation for the value of these products. I've only described them briefly to you. There are many, many, many other benefits in each of these products. So go watch that. And then the Achiever Quest is an incentive we run every single month. You don't have to wait for your channel to build, right? You might have thought, 2,500 Rand after 6 months. That's going to take too long. Well, we have the Achiever Quest. You can earn up to 16,500 Rand in your first month here at DuePoint, if you want to. How do you do it? You've got to put in 10 or more people into your business in a single month. So this is a monthly incentive. It runs month to month, which means you can do this every single month if you want to. If you can connect 10 or more people who pay successfully in the same month, we will give you an additional 5,000 Rand on top of your monthly return. If you do 20 people, we'll give you 10,000 Rand. If you do 30 people, one person a day on average, we will give you an extra 15,000 Rand on top of your return. And so if you had to do 30 people in your first month, we'd be paying you 15,000 Rand out of the Achiever Quest. Your return would be the 55 Rand times 30. So that's another 1,500. You're sitting at 16,500 in your first month if you want it, right? This serves necessity. The Achiever Quest doesn't build wealth because it's not sustainable, right? But it's there for people that need it. Wealth is built in the long term through the monthly return by building up a business here at DuePoint. A little bit of background on DuePoint. I told you at the beginning we are a division of Constantia Insurance Company. Constantia is just up the road here. So the photo here is actually an old photo of their offices in Randburg. They've got very nice new fancy offices here on William Nicol, across the road from Ferrari, of all places, right? Because they knew our wealth engineers one day were going to go shopping there across the road. So make it close. So know that we are a registered insurance company, right? So we are obviously regulated by the FSCA constantly. There's constant oversight from the FSCA. We are also listed as a public company on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. And so every business entity within Conduit Capital is audited publicly, right? I say these things because I imagine that you arrived with some skepticism. Who was skeptical when they walked in here? What are we coming to see? What's going on? Where are the boxes of product I've got to take home? I didn't bring a bucky. All these things, right? Skepticism is very much premised on, I don't know, I'm not sure. You can't leave with that skepticism. I want you to be proud of this partnership that you enter into in this business. Why? Because you can be proud. But I can't tell you, you must be proud. You must go find out for yourself. You must convince yourself. So go look at DuePoint's website. Go look at all the people involved at DuePoint. Go to the Constantia site. Go look at the 70-year track record that we have and see, is there anything I should be worried about? Go to Conduit Capital. Go look at the financial licenses we have with the FSCA. Go look if there's anything online that you should be worried about. I'll tell you right now, there isn't. Right? But go do it for yourself. Because if you take on the responsibility of becoming a wealth engineer and going to connect other people, well, you better be sure that you can trust the company that you're connecting other people to. Because that is on you. Right? So go do that for yourself because it'll build trust in you and belief. And if there's more trust and belief, you will sacrifice more for this business and for yourself in this business. It is very important. There's the FSP number that we operate under. And so the decision I want you to make is not one of, am I joining or not? I saw some people who were worried at the beginning when I said, you're going to have to make a decision at the end of this presentation. That is not the decision. For the people that are not interested, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that are interested in this opportunity. For those people, the decision is, how am I going to connect people to the business? Because that is where your wealth lies. It is not in you joining. There is no value in you joining, besides the benefits you get from the product. But this business is about wealth, right? And so I want you to figure out, before you leave this building, who you're going to speak to this afternoon, and what you're going to say to them, and how you're going to connect them to the business, and how you're going to do that again on Monday and on Tuesday. Because that's where the wealth lies. That's the intentional decision you have to make. I don't want you treating this business like a New Year's resolution. Right? We're not trying to stop smoking here, although both might save your life. So, getting started, very simple, 4 steps. Register as a wealth engineer, right? You can do that on a mobile phone, online. Download the DuePoint app for yourself onto your smartphone, because that becomes your primary tool in this business. Go watch the training videos. The training videos will empower you. Not only from a how does the system work point of view, but also from a personal development point of view. Because a lot of our training is about getting us to see the world differently, to see ourselves differently, to start believing in ourselves more, to understand how powerful we actually are, so that you can reclaim your dignity. Because we're being stripped of that at the moment, right? Because you get put into a box and told, oh, this is your education, this is your experience, this is your circumstance. That's what you can have in this life. That's true, right? Every single one of us have been put in a box. I'm saying to you here at DuePoint, there is no box. There is no box, right? We've got people from all walks of life making a success out of this business, more so than at their day jobs. And then finally, go connect 3 people, because that's where we start paying you. We don't pay you for 1 person or 2 people. We start paying at 3 people. And so that should become your number 1 goal for this weekend, is find 3 people. Because the moment you have 3 people, something magical happens on the 17th of the month. You get an SMS from your bank saying that DuePoint has deposited money into your bank account. And until that happens, you will not believe in DuePoint. If you're running around in circles, 1 person, 2 people, 1 person, 2 people, 1 person, 2 people, you go, oh, the business doesn't work. Get the 3 people. It is not difficult. Find the 3 people, make it a goal for this weekend, a short-term goal. Straight after this, we're going to, well, not straight afterwards, let's start at 20 past 11. At 20 past 11, we're going to be doing a launch workshop. A launch workshop is basically where I get to just discuss with you what you really need to focus on when you get started in this business. So in other words, we discuss the fundamentals of earning in this business. So it's about 30 minutes long. You get to ask me questions at any stage. And what I do is really just get you to focus on making money as quickly as possible in this business. So you're all welcome to come join me in the launch workshop at 20 past 11. Those are the social media platforms that we're available on. The app is available for Apple and Android devices, and then the merchandise is available on our website or from reception, but on the website it's easier, I think, for most of us. We'll deliver anywhere in the country. Remember, invest in yourself from day one. Get the business cards. I promise you, it makes a massive difference by having business cards and looking a little more professional when you go speak to people. And with that, I thank you for your time. We are near the end of the year. We are near the end of the year. It's getting close. And you're clapping like you're all going on holiday. You're not going on holiday. You're going to work. You're going to work in this business, right? I want you to do that for yourselves. Do that for yourselves. It's for you. I want you to have the best December ever. So my wish always for every audience is prosperity. Go find that prosperity as quickly as possible. We'll help you do that. Thank you.